Hey, what's up, my friends, fellow hustlers? Welcome to another video. We're going to keep this going. I don't know how long it's going to last. Probably not that long, but got some newfound momentum here on the YouTube channel. And I got a lot of really great feedback from the 2019 Life/channel update. And I know that, this is really a simple equation. The more you guys see of me, the more we get to connect and communicate, the more real it feels, right? We're in a pretty disconnected world right now, living vicariously through social media and other people's lives and reality TV that, unless you're making constant communication and constant interaction with people, they fade away. Wow, shocker, I know. So this is my effort to keep that going. So today I want to talk about a story that I haven't talked about. I had videos shot for this. I wrote a book chapter for this. Yeah, thousands of words written about this. I don't know why I never talked about it. I guess it just falls into that category of like things that maybe you didn't think people would like, or maybe I got insecure about it. We're going back to 2017 now. I don't know, okay? I shot this whole cool like little intro sequence to it, and I was going to do like a whole launch when the book came out, but it never happened. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about this book that I did a chapter for. And what I covered was my time when I was homeless in San Diego. Now, this was after I'd already generated millions of dollars in revenue. This is already after I had a nice condo, a nice leased car, and it documents that time. So it documents like everything was stripped away and taken, and now what? And I document like some of the things I did. I did some sneaky things to manipulate my mind and to, I guess, make myself feel like I wasn't actually homeless. So I never had to identify with being homeless. But anyways, we'll talk more about this in just a second. Here's the book. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a book. Like, I'd love to be holding it right here, but it's a Kindle and it's $3 on Amazon. Yeah, September 2017. Wow, time flies. Okay, so I've got a chapter in this book, A Journey of Riches, Personal Changes. I will flash it on the screen right there. Okay. So why something like this is so significant, and why it's so significant to talk about losses more than wins, is because wins are, I don't want to say easy to make them feel cheap, but you don't learn shit from a win. It just is confluence to what you're already doing. And it just proves that you're on the right track. So it's great for that, okay? And it's great to then become a celebratory piece to all the hard work and hustle back here. All the failures, all the resistance, all of the couldn't get out of bed, was too sore for this, didn't want to do that, dragged my feet over here, let this guy down over there. All those moments led to this moment. And what we see in movies, this is what fucks people up so bad, is what we see in movies is we see just like this one thing, this one crossroads, this one bridge on the hero journey arc. And all of a sudden they cross that bridge and then it's like, paradise and sunshine and roses and everything is just perfect and there's no other challenge ever again. Reality is not like that. Life is not like that. It's more like a wave, right? Where it's got its troughs and peaks. And you can learn way more from your failures, but the issue is that society has told us it's actually dumbed it down so bad to where it says, don't even try because you might fail. And if you fail, then, anonymous people on the internet are going to laugh at you. Mom and dad are going to be, disgusted with you, and all your friends are going to just abandon you because you're a fucking loser. That's what society tells you. So you've got this whole large group of people that has said, yeah, you know what? Trying is too hard. Let's not try anything, but then we'll chop down everybody else who tries. It's the most idiotic thing, and it's insanely toxic because there's no growth in that. There's just all these things outside of me trigger something I don't like in me, so I try to play whack-a-mole and whack them all down and break them because they make me feel bad. That's a horrible way to live. So you always learn more from your failures. It's just that simple. And you watching this video about me, you'll learn more about the things that I've failed through and talk about and discuss than the things I succeed with. Okay, but just to satisfy you, here's some screenshots of the digital publishing business that I ran. Here we go. We did one webinar. I'll tell you. And this will be a concept that I share later on, but it's the concept of the highlight reel, I call it, which is not just the good things, but it's also the bad things. And it's used as like this sort of piggy bank to pull and cash in on when you're in pain, when you're suffering. But yeah, that's one of mine. Is we did a webinar and we made $120,000 in an hour. Let that sink in. We grossed $120,000 in an hour before affiliates were paid and everything else and refunds, right? So everything is possible. And that's what people don't get. To make tens of thousands of dollars day trading, possible. Tens of thousands of dollars a month day trading, possible. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars a month, possible. It just depends on who you're talking to and what their perspective is and what their beliefs are and what their opinions of what is possible are. Okay, so anyways, getting back to it. It was a really challenging time. And what I document through the book and why I think the book chapter is so powerful is because it's like, I don't know, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 words of what I was doing on a second by second basis to manipulate myself to stay strong. Listening to binaural beats, and listening to people's personal stories and autobiographies and like all this stuff of people that had it worse than me at that time to drive me to stop, to not even think and not even turn into the territory of feeling sorry for myself. Like what it was a constant battle of victimhood versus, okay, acceptance. This is where we're at. We're eating a shit sandwich right now. Let's claw our way out. And I would literally imagine and picture myself in this hole and climbing out. Like in moments when I was feeling good, when I was not feeling good, I literally pictured myself in a hole. And I pulled from all kinds of stuff to try and keep myself positive, because then I would float from coffee shop to coffee shop, most of the time Starbucks. And I had just enough money to like maybe pay a Starbucks or something like that, because I still had revenue coming in, but it's like maybe like $50 every couple days, $100 every couple days. So maybe a couple $100 a week at that point, right? Which was not enough. Some weeks, maybe even $500 a week. But you got to understand. Okay, 2 interruptions later, back on track. So all the things that I was trying to do on a minute by minute basis to manipulate myself, right? And like I said, having $200 to maybe $500 a week, like most people are like, oh, that would be fine. It wasn't, because I didn't want help at the time. I wanted to get through this all on my own. Okay. So, it was very, very challenging times, and I would be walking the streets of San Diego. I would wear a suit, by the way. I'd get all my stuff. Get all my stuff cleaned, and I was dropping it off, and I was spending a bulk of my money to keep the appearance and the image up, and worrying less about where I would sleep, which in hindsight might have been an awful idea, but I wanted to be able to keep giving myself these indicators that I'm okay. All right. And I would try like a couple times a week to have a nice place to stay. And, it only lasted a couple weeks because I pulled myself out. So I was able to broker a couple big business deals, and then it was all solved. It was almost all fixed immediately. And so it was just another amazing experience, another amazing point in time and I don't know, consciously you're not trying to do this to yourself, but maybe subconsciously you are, to see what you're made of. And maybe that, maybe I did that on purpose at some sort of subconscious level to push myself into the worst possible scenario so that I could drum up the momentum, just like we see in a stock chart, get that momentum going to, really move on beyond that and be able to move forward from there. So very, very challenging time, to say the least. But the key takeaways from that was I would use my mind in a way that most people just aren't using their mind, and they're not willing to use their mind this way. Through the rich visual imagery that I would use, I would imagine myself being dominant role male models, anything from a sports athlete to a movie star, how they walked, how they acted, how they talked. I would literally try and put that on as a suit, as a skin, as an alternate identity while I was going through that, just so that it could pump me up a few points more, give me a little bit more confidence so I could sit for 4, 6, 8 hours and work, send out emails, do proposals, and do the things that I needed to do. I was running a software development company at the time. And the whole reason why things fell apart is because I went through a slump. I went through a period of time where I was unwilling to fight. I was unwilling to do what it took. And this is such a common thing. Like we go through, like I said, peaks and troughs, okay? Peaks and valleys, whatever you want to call it. And it's just a point in time where the comforts take over. And that's one of the biggest things that I can tell you that, in life I've learned is that you have to get to a point where you're uncomfortable being comfortable. Like the pleasantries and the heated seats and the nice the nice environments that you create inside your house, those things no longer do it for you. Those things make you uncomfortable, and continuing to test and see what you're made of. When you're continuing to do that day in and day out, then it's really, really hard to slow down. It's really, really hard to get in a rut and feel like the world is closing in on you and you're bored in life or whatever bad thing you can conjure up. It's really hard to do that when you are out there getting it every day, right? And so that's something that still today I use. And it really sucked being sick for like a year where I didn't have endurance. I was dealing with constant swelling issues, like my ankles, legs would swell up, so I couldn't train those. Body wasn't draining lactic acid properly, so I wasn't really able to train the same way. And now that I've got it back, oh baby, I can tell you that it has been fucking amazing. And I'm truly appreciative of it in every moment, because not only was I not able to do that and experience that for the first time ever getting fat in my whole life. And boohoo, right? And then also too, it's just like, wow, man, there's people that like, they can't exercise right now. They don't have legs, they don't have feet, like super deep, right? That's how deep I took it. And just the constant gratitude I have that I'm able to walk, that I've got 2 legs, that, I don't have any issues there. And now I'm able to fully exercise and just give it everything I've got. It's almost like I almost create this dialogue that it's like a sin not to, because I've been through so much now that it's like, well, fucking shame on you if you're not going to then go use this. It's a great frame to play with for sure. And you got to obviously watch how far you take it, so you're not like driving, drilling yourself into the ground and then nobody's building you back up. So it's this duality of push and pull and push and pull and push and pull, right? As I sit here right now, completely cooked. Yesterday, trained legs. First time legs felt really good in like a week or so, because I've been going pretty hard at it, and I tore my left hamstring at one point. That healed pretty quick because it was a small tear down at the insertion point, and then screwed up or pulled, my quad, and I goofed up my knee doing a ruck run over the weekend. But yeah, so I was feeling really good yesterday. So pounded on squats, and then later on in the day did a 4-mile run, which I didn't even want to do. And that's the funny thing about it. So like especially when you go out in the afternoon and you do like a run or something like that, you're not in a fucking mood. 2:00, right when you're ready to like pass out and take that afternoon nap, all the stimulants have now left your system. You maybe had too big of a lunch. You're looking for that 2 to 4 o'clock nap. I go run during that time. So anyways, today I'm absolutely cooked, but that's the book. And I think that will benefit a lot of you, right? Because we have to constantly, the point of reading, I think, and the point of hearing other people's stories is to constantly give us perspective. There's a lot of people right now that thinking that they got it pretty bad, thinking that they're stuck, thinking that they're in this box, there's no way out. And that may or may not be true. Most of the time it's not true. But to hear somebody else who maybe went through something worse, or somebody who's got it worse right now than you, it does put it into a nice perspective, because then it's like it cuts off and it stops this victimhood, this like feel sorry for me shit, nothing can help, everything's all bad. It stops that immediately. And if a $3 book can do that, which this blows my mind about the sort of access we have, you can literally change your life from a $3 book, an $8 book. Think and Grow Rich is on sale for $5 all the time. That book was written in the early 1900s from 500 of the most successful people that ever walked the face of this planet, whether they were given this knowledge from somebody else and put in place as ruling elite, or just actually did hustle their way up from the ground up to become those people, does not fucking matter. The tools and the truth inside those pages speak for themselves. And it's the same thing here. It's just another guy. I'm just another guy sharing a story with you that pieces of it are going to resonate with you. You're going to grab some of this stuff and integrate it into your life. And that's all you should look for. What's like 1 or 2 things I can grab from this book, from this guy, to integrate into my life and live a better life. Don't idolize me. I'm not your hero. You're the hero in this story. But if I can give you a tool that will help you take it to the next level, boom, job done. That's it. Okay, so the link for the book to buy it, if you want, like I said, it's $3 Kindle, is underneath this video. Otherwise, just show us some support. Click this guy or this guy, depending on how you feel about what I just said. Comment below if you got something to say yourself. And if you're brand new to the channel, click the subscribe button and the bell notification. Be on the lookout. More videos, maybe dropping soon, maybe not. We'll see. All right, see you, fam.